Thanks for that, Chris. Now to Scott Phillips from Motley. Scott, good evening to you. And that lockdown sentiment pushed the market lower. Not even a 4.9 unemployment rate could push things the other way.
Yeah, Tomo, good evening. You're right. Yeah, it's only once in a decade, as Chris says, we get a number this low. It happened to come, of course, on a terrible day for the economy, with Victoria being plunged into a 5-day lockdown. And this is very much the market writ large. The things we expect, like, for example, a reduction in the unemployment rate, we've already kind of taken to the bank. The unexpected, like the lockdowns, are the things that tend to hit the market and send it for 6, and that's why the market was down today.
OK, now ARB was the star performer today. It manufactures and distributes four-wheel drive accessories, and it's predicting a jump in revenue of more than 30%.
It's remarkable, isn't it? I should tell I'm a shareholder in ARB for full disclosure, but this is a business that has done fantastically well from two big trends. The first is more of us are buying four-wheel drives and four-wheel drive utes. 8 of the top 10 new car sales tend to be in that category. And of course, a lot more of us are staying home and travelling at home when we're not locked down, that is. And so the local tourism, caravan sales, camper van sales, and four-wheel drive accessories have done incredibly well over the last 12 months, and it looks to continue into the future.
OK, Woodside reported a rise in its revenue, but it didn't help their share price.
Another expectations story, Tomo. This is one where the market kind of already knew the news, except the bad bit of news, if there was some, was that production volumes were down because of some downtime in some of Woodside's plants. The received price, I should say, was actually pretty good, so that helped the revenue numbers come good, but it really was those production numbers the market was focused on, and they underwhelmed today.
OK, now Seven Group's off-market takeover of Boral now sees them holding more than 50% of the company.
And it's been a remarkable takeover. More than half of the company effectively gives Seven Group complete control. It has effectively the casting vote should it choose to use it. Now, Ryan Stokes from Seven has said they will retain an independent majority on the board, and they will try and, obviously, and they're required to act in the interest of all shareholders, but it really does give Seven the whip hand. Ryan Stokes likely to be installed as the company's chair, possibly some other changes in the executive suite and on the board. Shareholders who haven't yet accepted the deal have an automatic 2-week extension now that Seven's gained effective control of the company, under which to take that $7.40 offer should they choose.
Scott, on the international economic front, we had growth figures out of China, and there's been quite a slowdown there.
Yeah, it's a nice problem to have, Tomo. Growth was 7.9%, if you can believe that. Almost any other country around the world would kill for those sort of numbers, but it's down on 18% growth we saw recently because of that COVID bounce back. So to some degree, it's a nice problem to have when 7.9% is a reduction, and it was about what economists expect, but it is something of a kind of coming back to the pack for China, and we're looking for both the US as a consumer market and China is still the world's factory to continue that growth, to keep us in that economic recovery phase. So the numbers are okay, not as good as we might have expected, but the fall isn't as bad as it otherwise looks. And
Scott, what's happening on Wall Street?
Another tough night on Wall Street ahead, Tomo. We've had a really weak lead almost every day this week so far. Thus far, it looks like a similar lead. We will see how the politics and the economics plays out. And of course, we are in earnings season on Wall Street. So it may well be what happens during the market day is more important than the futures. But for now, it's a bit on a knife edge.
We'll have to wait and see. Scott Phillips, as always, thank you.